Athens is one of those rare cities where the past doesn't just sit in museums. It spills out onto the streets, into the food, into the morning air itself. You don't have to go hunting for ancient recipes. People are still eating them here. Today, I'm meeting up with Anna, a local food guide who knows every corner of her city. And she's taking me on a walk through Athens the way locals actually experience it, through dishes that survived wars, empires, and generations of grandmothers who refused to change a good thing. We're starting simple, with Greek coffee cooked over hot coals. And from there, things get deliciously old school. If that sounds good, come along.
Okay, so this is Anna. I'm the founder of Athens Food on Food, and today we'll introduce you to Greek cuisine, strolling around the central market and having a Greek coffee first.
Greek coffee is the kind of thing that reminds you to slow down whether you plan to or not. It's tiny, it's strong, it's that morning cup of jet fuel that gets the entire Greek economy going whether it wants to or not. They're not really like a wake up at 6 a.m. and have a keto breakfast sort of country. They're a take it easy with a coffee and then start the day kind of people. So every morning in Greece, coffee is just the way to start the day, and it's like the lifeblood of any Greek activity.
So coffee is very important for Greeks. The majority of Greeks drink coffee in the morning. We have a lot of modern versions of coffee, such as Freddo, which is cold coffee, espresso, and etc. But still a lot of people drinking Greek coffee, which is not totally Greek, but don't say that to anyone.
But this video is not about coffee, so now we are going to head into the central market and see what Old Athens has to offer. To start our journey through Old Athens, Anna takes me to some old shops that sit around the central market. If you want to taste ancient Greece, you don't need a time machine here, you just need to go with a local. She starts pointing out foods that were common long before the Parthenon had a gift shop. Barley cakes like maza, foraged snails, cured meats that probably taste the same way they did back then when people had to wear sandals not because they were fashionable, but because they had to back then. These aren't dishes recreated for tourists, these are age-old traditions that are still here living in Athens every day.
Cured meats was something also traditionally in ancient Greece, but mostly the rich people, they used to eat meat or fish. The slaves and the poor people used to eat maza.
I heard a quote that said bread was for the foreigners, but maza was for the Greeks. That's how you knew they were Greek. Something like that. Then we jump to pasteli, the original energy bar here in ancient Greece, and something that every Greek eats as a child and as an adult too.
It's usually made with honey and sesame, but you very often find it with caramel, because they do add sugar very often, okay?
And so why are these nuts and fruit stands so important to Greece, and what's the tradition?
Shops like this you can find everywhere, especially around the central market of Athens. We choose to bring the food tours here so the visitors getting to know about these traditional stores and all the local products they have. A very popular way of preservation in ancient Greece was drying the nuts or the fruits. Walnuts, almonds. Here we have dried figs.
Next up, the dairy. More importantly, the feta, the cheese, and the yogurt. Greek dairy here feels like it should have its own national anthem. The feta is briny and bold, the graviera is nutty and warm in the yogurt. Well, it's the kind of yogurt that ruins all other yogurts. Anna brings me to a shop to meet a local who's been hawking the good stuff for over 41 years from this shop and 56 years in total. The man has spent his whole life selling cheese. Everything in the shop is fresh, local, and made with the kind of confidence that comes from thousands of years of practice. This place is by a tourist center, but they do not care if tourists buy their products. They are happy to sell the best quality cheese in the business.
Like you said, I appreciate the doctors because they save lives, but I don't have any relationship with them.
Cow's milk, so after a little bit of time. Delicious. You know, like in the middle between kind of soft and hard. It's really nice. Good salt. I like it. You're gonna feed me?
That's a big bite.
That's a big bite. I think it's the sour and the sweet, right? It's like the perfect balance of like delicious, really thick, nice yogurt, and then the honey on top is like perfect.
So this yogurt is strained, which means they make the yogurt. Practically what is yogurt? It's fermented milk, okay? They had the milk, they add the bacteria, they let it ferment for 7 to 9 hours, depends. After it's ready, they use a cloth and they drain actually all the water. It becomes thick and creamy like that, and it's called strained Greek yogurt.
And how do you say it in Greek?
Stragisto.
Stragisto.
Stragisto yaourti.
Feta skliri Kalabreton.
From Kalavrita, Peloponnese. And it's kind of hard feta.
Kalabreton.
Trying the feta. That's a big block of cheese. Everyone's eaten feta cheese, everyone's had yogurt. It just tastes better in Greece. There's nothing really more to say than that. And then the olives. There's an old school stand run by a family who's been in the olive business here for 4 generations. Sure, the inside is updated to make it look a little bit more friendly for tourists, but the tradition of the olive making has really never changed. The owner sits in the back running the numbers, and it seems like his daughter is sort of in charge of the marketing for the shop. It's one of those foods that's become the modern export of Greece, yet remains a staple food here that everybody needs to be able to afford. And this place makes sure to keep it the traditional way.
Welcome to our store. I'm the 4th generation of the Athenians family. We have in our shop all the varieties of olives you can find in Greece, from the smallest to the biggest ones.
And is your family from Athens for 4 generations?
Yes.
And where do the olives come from?
From the traditional olive grove in Amphissa, in the central Greece. We make them there, we keep them, and we send them to the store.
Now, what are your favorite olives?
Personally, I love the calamatas and dried ones.
Okay. Oh, I love those too. Those are some of my favorites.
And the Koroniki one, it's the olive that the olive oil comes from.
All the varieties, they're initially green, and as they get ripe, they become black. So these black ones, the green ones from Halkidiki, when they get ripe and become black, they usually add salt and let them drain the water.
Right.
And that's why
in the sun?
No.
No.
In a big bag.
Oh,
in a big bag. And the water drains from the big bag and becomes like that, like a plum. Okay. And those are my favorite. My grandmother used to make that ones.
How many varieties of olives are there in Greece in general?
Countless.
Yes, it's
Can't
a
count
lot.
them. The Athens Central Market, the Varvakios Agora, sits right in the heart of the city on Athena Street, halfway between Omonia Square and Monastiraki. It's been the city's main stomach since the late 19th century. The original market dates back to the early 1800s, but the covered iron and glass structure you see today was built after a huge fire in 1884, which wiped out the old bazaar. When it reopened a few years later, Athenians treated it like a promise to the city that it was rebuilding itself, and over 100 years later, it hasn't stopped buzzing. Inside it's loud, bright, and unapologetically Athenian. You've got the butcher hall, which admittedly is pretty old school for a city in Europe these days, with rows of lamb, goat, and offal ready to be sold. You've got the fishmongers hawking the morning catch from boats that docked just a few hours earlier. But a lot of stuff comes in from abroad these days too. Many of the families here have been selling the same thing for generations, and that tradition is still definitely alive. And I always say if you really want to understand a city, start at the market. So how long have you worked in this market?
I am 17 years.
17 years.
17 years, yes.
Okay, and what has changed the most in 17 years here?
Mostly the prices are more expensive now.
Okay.
We had a lot of things to handle because we have crisis, capital controls, after an energy problem, big problem with the energy. After this we have the war in the Middle East and Ukraine and Russia. So everything affects to the market.
Yeah.
You know, after the sightseeing of Acropolis and everything else in Greece, in Athens, people come here in the central fish market of Athens, so it's so crowded every day. Before years it was very nice, but now the mayor and the mayors forget us.
Say something good as well, come on.
We don't have the best view, but I think it's very traditional. You can find a lot of fishes than everywhere else, and we have very good prices.
What are the best sellers? What is like the best fish to have in Athens?
The fresh one.
Just anything.
The fresh one, yes. We have a lot of fishes, a lot of kilos every day, and we'll try to be next to the people who have problem and be together to this situation because the crisis and the inflation now it's so high.
Sure. And where does is all of this fish coming locally from the Aegean Sea?
From all over the world, from all over Greece. We have from Spain, from Senegal, from a lot of places, and from all over Greece.
And from a person who works here, what is the best fish dish of Athens? What's your favorite?
The best fish to eat, come on,
Okay.
your favorite.
My favorite is red snapper, for example.
Red snapper.
Red snapper is really nice.
But wild.
Dentex, red mullet, very, very nice.
Red mullet.
And we have a lot of fishes. Sea beam, sea bass,
Okay.
a lot of fish.
I like gavros.
Anchovies. Yeah, I am anchovies. I am the best in anchovies.
You're the best at
Yeah,
anchovies.
the best story in anchovies.
Can you show me your
And Sandes,
anchovies?
yeah. Now I have a big one,
Okay.
as you can see. It's about 3 euro per kilo. A very, very good price.
Okay.
Very low price. And sardine, I have very big sardine today.
Okay.
Rescatopia,
Beautiful.
Kutsomura.
It's a little bit high for this season.
Okay.
About
Inside the market, there's a place called Epirus, part canteen, part time capsule. This is where workers still come for tripe soup, hearty beans, oil-rich dishes that feel like they've been simmering since the dawn of civilization. It's comfort food for people who don't have time to pretend. Eating tripe soup here feels like joining a secret club where the membership fee is bravery and an empty stomach, and the Athenians wouldn't have it any other way. This isn't necessarily traditional for the younger generation of Athens, but there is definitely a heartfelt place for this kind of food even today amongst Athenians.
Turbo, 5 children, 3 boys, 2 girls.
Epirus is one of the restaurants that I really like inside the central market. It's a historical place, works as a restaurant more than 100 years old, changed its owners, but it still works as a restaurant. They have very traditional foods, especially soups for winter, but they also have traditional Greek food like ladera. You know what is ladera?
Ladera.
Ladera means oily.
Okay.
Foods and vegetables we usually cook with a lot of olive oil.
Ah, okay.
Such as green beans or a mix of vegetable or artichoke we're going to have today. Okay, so now we're going to have a couple of soup, very interesting because they have the tripe soup here as well and the artichoke. 24 hours only on Friday or Saturday night. After the drinks, especially my generation and before, the generations before mine used to eat soup, a tripe soup after the drinks because it helps with the stomach. Now I think that, the younger generations, they don't really do anymore. But, it's like a trend, it comes and go.
Here.
Artichoke with, this is a soup, and we usually has a lemon sauce. We usually eat the tripe soup with a lot of chili. This is vinegar with garlic. If you're not an adventurous eater, you might not try this. You might never actually try this food.
Greeks are adventurous eaters.
They do.
They can
do.
be.
All right, so first we're gonna try the margherita.
Magirica.
Mayeritza. So we're trying mayeritza, which is the sheep offal, goat offal soup with rice. Easter tradition. Delicious.
Say the truth.
I ate here like a week ago, and the soup that I had was very fortified, really deep with flavor. This is the exact same thing. Like you see the liver, you taste the liver, but it's really like not so gamey, not so strong. And the soup itself is like super delicious. You can taste the fresh dill on top. Very tasty. Okay, now the artichoke stewed down with carrots, peas, and leeks maybe? Let's give it a try. I think everything here, like, it sits in a pot for a long time, so it gets nice and broken down. The artichoke is, if you've never really had artichokes, they kind of taste like soft potatoes, but with a nice, like, sort of floral flavor. Really tasty. I think it's a simple, like, good home-cooked dish. I like it. Last up, the patsa.
The tripe soup.
The tripe soup. And I'm a big tripe soup fan. If you've never had tripe, it's like the third stomach of the cow. sounds scary. It's really not. It's got a
And
nice
feet, stomach and feet.
stomach. No, this is stomach and feet. Oh, you gotta mix it up, stomach and feet. All right.
Sometimes we make it with pig's feet and
Pig's
tripe.
feet and cow stomach.
Yeah, this is beef.
Yamas.
Yeah, beautiful.
It's really good.
Very rich.
Very, very rich. It definitely has that tripe flavor, which is a little barnyardy, but not too strong. Everything here is very mild for what it is. And with the chili and the vinegar, it gives it that like nice acidic background to an overall like sort of hearty stew. So this is like good workman's food. Stuff that's gonna like keep you full all day while you're doing whatever hard labor job you have, which is maybe why it's less popular today than it used to be. But this place is always full. So. All right.
Next, Anna takes me to a tiny meze spot, the kind of place where the grill is older than both of us combined. Ouzo or chipero comes out first, the firewater of Greece that is omnipresent at every table here. Then you've got some tasty bites, the meze. The keftedes, the little sausages, the dolma that people share while they're drinking with friends, listening to stories, and just keeping up that vibe of the market. This is not a fancy tradition or a fancy place. It's working man's food and drink for the working man in the market, a place that starts early in the morning and that burns until later in the day.
Yeah.
And since then we are here with the same kind of food. And small plates for ouzo, chipuro, wine, pasta, just a break.
Yeah,
Or
just a
excuse to have some company, some kind of good time with your friends. Quick. very
Same
quick.
menu, same recipe since 1970s.
Always.
Secret recipe. He told me next time I'll give you, every time I come, he gives me an ingredient. He releases an ingredient. So after 20 times I come here, I might have the recipe.
Amazing. And
Yeah.
feel
Here in
happy.
Greece we never drink without eating.
Right.
We need a bite for eating. Sweet and bite, sweet and bite.
Guys, the traditional Greek meze plate, you've always got to do it with the ouzo. Ouzo is like a local alcohol with anise. It's very nice, but you really should only drink it while eating food. So here we've got keftedes, little meatballs, and little spicy peppers, little sausage, little tomato. It's the perfect combination for a perfect little meal.
Yamas.
Yamas. Nostimo.
Bougatsa is an Athens reward for getting up in the morning. Thin layers of phyllo stretched and slapped by hand, wrapped around custard or cheese dusted with sugar. It's messy, warm, crunchy, and a little bit addictive. Eating bougatsa on the street just feels right, and it's certainly a good way to end a very long day of eating.
Last food.
But not less.
Last but not least but not last.
Yeah.
Bougatsa.
Bougatsa. Have you heard about bougatsa?
Tell me about bougatsa.
So bougatsa is a pie, a Greek pie. Its origin comes from North Greece. The best bougatsa, they say, you can find in Thessaloniki or Ceres. Thessaloniki is my birth city.
Here.
Good.
It's crunchy, got the nice custard in the middle, like a little vanilla flavor, and then the powdered sugar and the cinnamon takes it from like an 8 to a 9.2. Very delicious.
Walking through Athens with Anna, you realize the city doesn't hide its history. It is very touristy here. The prices are high, the Greek economy is rough with inflation, but things keep going on in this city just like it did for thousands of years at this point. Many of these dishes aren't relics, you just need to know where to find them. They're living traditions, and tasting them feels like getting to know Athens a little bit better, one bite at a time.